Spring piston raffle fever!
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Spring Piston Rifle Fever. I wanted to do in-porch talk about air guns and air gun quality. And some people are going to get upset at what I have to say. Some people take air guns very personal. They take it almost religiously. They take it sometimes as an attack on them. Personally, I don't care if you don't like any of my air rifles. This is just my observations and what I have learned over time. In the beginning, back when I was, well, I'll just start with it right away. Back in the beginning, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was 25 years old, and I got a Diana 34 that was like this. I didn't know anything about air guns, and eventually I couldn't hit anything with it. So this is a sweet rifle here. I eventually ended up selling it for $25. During that time, I didn't know anything about quality pellets, tight stock screws. I didn't know anything about the artillery holding it lighter, or experimenting with different grips. I didn't know any of that stuff, even though I was a rifle instructor in the Marine Corps. But I ended up getting this one here. This is a sweet one. This is what year? This is a 1993. That was probably close to the time. No, that was the time frame that I was in when I got my original Diana 34. I got out of the Marine Corps in 1993. So this one is a sweet one that I actually parted with when I didn't know better. So not too long after that, at Walmart, I saw another break barrel that was on sale for $100. It was a Daisy Powerline 1000, and I could hit things with that. I held on to that one, but I got rid of this nice German one. So dumb. I wish I would have known better back then. That's kind of what I'm making this video about, to help new air gunners know what to look for. So my next rifle I got, it's out of the stock right now, was my Gamma Hornet Maxim. So this is just the action right here. I got it out of the stock. Now this rifle has some serious problems with it. Some people get very upset, like on Facebook. One particular person, and I have nothing against you, he says that I broke my air rifle. It was already broken. I let the barrel fly home. So yeah, this is basically how it looks. From the very get-go, when I read about this rifle, when I was reading the instructions, it said that I could enjoy thousands of shots from this rifle. And I was like, thousands of shots? Like, how many thousands of shots is that? Well, I don't know how many thousands of shots it was, but eventually I couldn't hit anything with this rifle. And I fooled around with it, and I found out that, let me unhook this cocking arm here. So right now I have a regular spring in there, but eventually I found out that this wedge detent was loose. I have a piece of plastic pop bottle shoved in there, so it's not wiggling as much, but I still can't hit what I need to hit. I'll have a shot high, a shot low, really inconsistent. So inconsistent that this rifle is not useful anymore. I had other people suggest taking it apart and seeing if I could replace the wedge detent. Well, Gamma must have used blue, or not blue, but red Loctite. Something's extreme in here, because I used all of my body weight to remove that screw, and it stripped the whole top part. So I couldn't even get in there. And I've heard from many people that contact Gamma that say that they continually tell the customers that they don't sell parts. So they don't really cater to you. So I'm going to show some rifles that you are catered to. So this actually had a good barrel. So this is not against Gamma fans. If you have a Gamma and you like it, this is not against you. This is my experience, and this is what has happened to me. So next on the list of inexpensive air rifles. This is my Crossman Storm XT. So it's the same as the XS-19 or Cisco 19 or BAM 19. So Crossman Optimus would be basically the same thing. All that's different is they have this little dip in the stock. It's the same thing. I have actually thought about getting the Crossman Optimus and working on that. But this rifle here is accurate, and you can modify the trigger and make it much better. There's videos on that. I got a video on that. So I did that to mine, and it works much better. You can get inside and change the spring. I got a video on that also. You can change the spring for the wedge detent. You can put a stronger spring in there. You can get inside and take coils off your spring if you don't want it to shoot so violent. You can get inside and replace your piston seal if you want to. You can do that on the Gammo too, but Gammo is not going to sell you parts, unfortunately. So I made this so I can decock it. By the way, I'm getting rid of some of these rifles. I made a post on that. So next up the line, and I don't know if I want to call it next up, is the Hatson. This is my Hatson 95. And my first one that came, the barrel was bad. I went to push a pellet through the barrel, and as soon as I passed the breech block area here, the pellet free fell all the way till the end of the barrel where the choke stopped it. And then I pushed it out. But I could not group a decent pattern. At 20 yards, all of my shot groups were like 3 or 4 inches. It would not group that way. So I ordered another one through Pyramid Air. This one came. When it came, it had a scratch on the barrel, and I don't have this so I can decock it, but the breech port nut that is inside here, it was loose, and it was gouging my piston seal right there on the end. So I fixed that problem. I put blue Loctite in there, screwed that in, and I replaced the breech seal. I've been inside and I re-greased this. This has a Quattro trigger in it, which is actually really good, and you can adjust it. This is definitely a very good rifle. I like it a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot bad to say about it. I have heard many people and seen many reviews from seasoned air gunners that will say that it's got soft steel, and the Hatsons will wear out even though they're accurate. So I want to be honest and fair with all of this stuff. I haven't not had owned a Hatson for many years. I've had this one for maybe 2 years, and my Hatson 125 for longer. And the Hatson 125 had problems with it also. But once I got that problem fixed, that I've got a video I've got to put out. I was shooting just as good as one of my HW rifles. I was quite amazed about it. So next in the lineup, which I was holding before, would be like a Diana 34. I don't know much about the EMS series. There's not many reviews on it, but there's always, like, I got this through Gunbroker, but in eBay, there's always like Diana 34s, the older ones going for sale. This has a really quality system, and it's really quality because this rifle is really old. My Gammo was only a few years old and it died. This one here has been around for, I think, close to 30 years. I don't, if I add up the dates, but it's been around a long time. So it can decock. It's got a ball detent. It uses good solid steel, so the breech block is very good. It's a very solid chunk of metal. The barrel is very good. It's a very precision barrel. It's got precision open sights. The rear sight is very precision and very good. So if you would get one of those on eBay, I would definitely say that they would easily be worth $300. And if you can find something that's rusted up that people don't want, I would go for that. So I'm going to go up the scale more to my HW95, also known as the Beeman R9 in the United States. Now, I have shot many cottontails with this rifle. This is a 17 foot-pound spring piston rifle that has a precision trigger. So this is a great rifle. This is one I would not want to do away without. So it's got a wedge detent lockup system. It's a little bit better built than the Diana 34. It is extremely accurate. It is an excellent hunter. I would recommend this top if you could afford it. And then you got like Air Arms rifles. But there are no more break barrel Air Arms in production. So these are some of the ones I would suggest for you. I think they're top quality. With the Gamo, I think the plastic is more toy-like. And that's not being mean. It's just a fact. I associate plastic with toys. So I associate quality and quality rifles with steel, all steel, and wood stocks. That's how I classify things. I don't think that Gamo is horrible. I just think that they need to do a little bit better job in the build quality, even if it means paying $50 more. I'd rather pay $50 more for a little steel up here and maybe wood down here, maybe even $100 more. So I just wanted to share that. I wanted to make that video on this subject because there has been some headbutting going on in the Facebook groups. Some people get really upset and other people don't. Even on YouTube, there's going to be people that are probably going to be upset over this. They're going to tell me how accurate their Gamo air rifle is. And I think that's great. I'm glad you got an accurate Gamo. I just want to state what I think about them and why I will not buy another Gamo unless they start producing them with steel breech blocks and steel wedge detents. That's my number one concern. If they will produce them like that, then I would consider getting one. I just wanted to share that with you. God bless everyone and have an awesome weekend.